Hi students, let us today take up some of the multiple choice questions on the topic neural control and coordination. The first question is, in which animal nerve cell is present but brain is absent? The options are sponge, honeybee, cockroach, hydra. As we know that the first animal to have the nerve cells but brain is not yet formed is the hydra, coelenterate. So therefore D, hydra is the right answer. Question number 2. Read the given statements and select the incorrect one. The statements are A, in hydra, all neurons are similar and join to form a nerve net. That is correct. In earthworms, nervous system consists of a dorsal nerve cord. See here, dorsal nerve cord is given, that is wrong, because in all the invertebrates, it is the ventral nerve cord present. So here, this option is incorrect. So therefore, B is the right option. Question number 3. Neurons in sponges are unipolar, B polar, C multipolar, and D absent. We know that sponges are the first kind of organisms, multicellular organisms, in which the neurons have not yet developed. So, absent, D will be the right answer. Okay. Question number 4. In the accompanying diagram, the diagram given below, of a part of the human body, the structures belonging to the central nervous system, CNS, are labeled as A and C, B and C, C, A and D, and D, C and D. If you look at this picture, A is labeling to the brain and D to the spinal cord. So brain and spinal cord together make up the CNS or central nervous system. So C will be the right answer, A and D. Question number 5. Afferent nerve fiber carries impulses from A, effector to central neural system, receptor to central neural system, central neural system to muscles, central neural system to receptors. Now we must understand here that the afferent nerves are those which carry the information from the receptors to the central neural system. And the nerves which are arising from the central neural system and going to the effectors like muscles, so those are called as efferent. So therefore here afferent nerve fibers that carry the impulses from the option is B, receptors to the central neural system. Question number 6. Skeletal nerve fiber carries impulses from. Now here skeletal nerve fiber refers to the somatic nerves or the nerves which are supplying to the skeletal muscle. So it comes under the somatic nerves or the peripheral nervous system, PNS. So therefore C is the right option. Question number 7. in a human being, the number of cranial nerves is, as we know, it is 12 pairs. Question number 8. The third, sixth, and 11th cranial nerves are respectively. Dear students, here some questions are there on the cranial nerves and asking you about which number nerve is called what and which function it has got. Actually speaking, in NCERT syllabus, there is no emphasis on the detailed account of cranial nerves, but as there are some questions in multiple choice are made here, so we'll take up. Now in this question, the third, sixth, and 11th is asked. Remember, 11th is the accessory cranial nerve. So the third one is the oculomotor. So therefore, option A will be correct. Oculomotor, abducens, and accessory. Let us see the right answer. Okay, that's A, right answer. Oculomotor, abducens, and accessory. Now here for your reference, I have enlisted all the 12 nerves of the cranial nerves of our neural system. And here the S and M that represent the sensory and motor functions. And if both are mentioned, then it is a mixed nerve. The first one is sensory, and it is also called as olfactory cranial nerve. The main function is smelling. So the sense of smelling will be carried by the olfactory nerve. Then second cranial nerve, second pair of cranial nerves, they are called as optic nerves. They are also sensory. They arise from the retina and carry the visual perception to the cerebrum, that to vision center, to the first to the corpora quadrigemina, and from there the visual perceptions are then sent to the occipital region, where there is the vision center, where we are able to see the object clearly and identify what it is. Then the third cranial nerve, third pair of cranial nerves, they are called as oculomotor. They are motor neurons. They innervate. Innervate means they supply to or enter into the muscles which are moving our eyeball, pupil, and upper eyelid. So they are motor nerves. And then fourth cranial nerve is also motor. It is called as trochlear. It innervates the superior oblique muscle of the eyeball and therefore helps in movements of the eyeball. Then fifth cranial nerve is a mixed nerve which has got both sensory and motor neurons along. It is called as the trigeminal, and this trigeminal cranial nerve is functioning for the actions like chewing and sensation to face, teeth, and anterior tongue. So chewing is the motor function, and the other function mentioned here are sensory. So it is both mixed up. Then cranial number 6 is the motor one. It is also known as the abducens, and its main function is abduction of eye. Again, movement of the eyeballs. Then seventh cranial nerve is a mixed one, which is also called as facial. Its function is for the movement of facial muscles and supplying to the taste buds and also to the salivary glands. Cranial nerve number 8 is sensory. It is also called as vestibular or acoustic or vestibulocochlear nerve, also it is known as. So its function is to bring about equilibrium and hearing. Then ninth cranial nerve is a mixed nerve, glossopharyngeal we call it. So it is supplied to the tongue. The main functions are taste, swallowing, elevation of pharynx and larynx, to the parotid salivary glands, sensation to posterior tongue and upper pharynx. So we see that it is supplying to not only the tongue but the upper part of the pharynx and salivary glands also. The 10th cranial nerve is a mixed nerve again. It is called as the vagus. And this vagus nerve is supplying to most of the internal organs because it goes on branching and giving the branches to various organs. So it controls again taste, swallowing, elevation of the palate, phonation, parasympathetic outflow to visceral organs. So visceral organs like the digestive system, alimentary canal that is, and heart, lungs, etc. So their parasympathetic system is connected to the vagus nerve. 11th cranial nerve is a motor cranial nerve. It is called as the accessory nerve, and this is responsible for turning of head and shrugging of shoulders, shoulder movements. Okay, and then 12th cranial nerve, the last one, is called as hypoglossal, and it is mainly for the movements of the tongue, supplying to the tongue muscles. Now let us take up the next question, question number 9. In a man, abducens nerve is injured. Which one of the following functions will be affected? A. Movement of the eyeball. B. Movement of the tongue. C. Swallowing. D. Movement of the neck. As we have already noted that abducens is connected to the muscles attached to the eyeball. So movement of the eyeballs is the main function. Then question number 10. Which of the following transmit impulses to central neural system? A. Abducens nerve. B. Trochlear nerve. C. Oculomotor nerve. And D. Auditory nerve. The question is asking you about the transmission of impulses to the central neural system. That means the impulses are arising from sensory part of the body or sense organs. So therefore here, out of the 4 options given, abducens, trochlear and oculomotor are the motor nerve fibers. So the only sensory is auditory nerve. So that's the right answer. D option is the correct answer here. Then going to question number 11. Now the questions will be on human neural system. Question number 11 is about the vagus nerve. The vagus nerve is the dash cranial nerve. Simple question. So which number is the vagus nerve? So as we know that it is 10th cranial nerve. C is the right option. Question number 12. which of the following nerves is purely a motor nerve? The options are vagus, which is mixed, facial, which is also mixed, then abducens, we know that it is motor, trigeminal is also mixed. So C, abducens is the right answer. Question number 13, which of the following cranial nerves of man is both sensory and motor? Now the question is on mixed type of the cranial nerves. Options given are A, olfactory, B, optic, C, vagus, and D, oculomotor. If you look at these options, olfactory is sensory, optic is also sensory, oculomotor is motor nerve, so therefore vagus is the mixed one, having both sensory and motor action. So C is the right answer. Question number 14, vagus nerve affects A, voice production, B, peristalsis, C, respiratory movements, and D, all of these. Actually, all these actions are affected by vagus nerve. So therefore, D is the right answer, all of these. Question number 50, injury to vagus nerve in humans is not likely to affect. So if the vagus nerve is injured, okay, so which part or which organ is not affected, not likely to be affected? Let us see what are the options here. A, tongue movement, B, gastrointestinal movement, C, breathing, and D, cardiac movement. We have seen that the alimentary canal, the lungs, as well as the heart are under the control of the vagus nerve. So A option is correct here, tongue movements. Question number 16, which of the following cranial nerves has the highest number of branches? Of course, it is the vagus nerve, which go on branching and innervating various organs. So option A, vagus nerve, is the right option. Trigeminal is called so because it has got 3 branches. Question number 17, how many pairs of cranial nerve are mixed nerves? So actually there are 4 pairs of cranial nerves which are mixed ones. So what are these? 5th, 7th, 9th, and 10th pairs of cranial nerves. These are both sensory as well as motor in action. Question number 18, hypoglossal nerve controls the movements of A, ear, B, heart, C, tongue, and D, limbs. Now, as we know that hypoglossal is supplying to the tongue, so C is the right answer. Question number 19. In a human being, the number of spinal nerves is, how many the spinal nerves are there? That is the question. So we know that there are about 31 pairs of the spinal nerves. What are those? 8 pairs of the cervical, 12 pairs of the thoracic, 5 pairs of the lumbar, 5 pairs of sacral, and just 1 pair of coccyx. Actually, you might be wondering, when there are 7 cervical vertebrae, how come 8 pairs of cervical nerves, spinal nerves coming from the neck region? Actually, after the 7th, the last cervical vertebra, and before the beginning of the first thoracic vertebra, there is one more nerve arising, eighth cervical nerve. So total 8 plus 12 plus 5 plus 5 plus 1, it makes up 31. Now question number 20. The flow chart given here shows functional organization of the human neural system. Identify A to E and select the correct option. So in this diagram here, the chart is given human neural system divided into two sections, A and B. A section is again composed of brain and spinal cord. So that means guess what is A? Definitely it is central neural system. And then B should be the peripheral neural system, in which comes the somatic neural system, and C should be autonomous neural system. And in autonomous neural system, there are two parts, D and E, sympathetic and parasympathetic. So let's see the options and find out the right answer. So here the options are listed, A to D. So the right answer is C, central nervous system, peripheral nervous system, autonomous nervous system, sympathetic and parasympathetic. Question number 21. One of the examples of the action of the autonomous neural system is A, swallowing of food, B, pupillary reflex, C, peristalsis of the intestine, D, all of these. So if you look at these actions, all of these are actually coming under the autonomous neural system only. Okay, mainly because the involving muscles are mainly smooth muscles, involuntary muscles. So autonomous neural system will be controlling these. D, all of these is the right answer. Question number 22. Sympathetic neural system induces what? There are four options. Secretion of digestive juice, heartbeat, secretion of saliva, D, all of these. Here also the right answer is all of these, because all these actions are controlled by sympathetic neural system. Question number 23. Which of the following options correctly identifies the effect of sympathetic neural system on given features or organs? So in the table here, features or organs are mentioned, and sympathetic neural system, parasympathetic neural system, their actions are also mentioned. So option A says salivary gland stimulate the sympathetic neural system stimulates secretion, parasympathetic inhibits secretion. Then pupil of eye, sympathetic nervous system is dilating it, and parasympathetic nervous system is constricting it. So that's the right answer actually. Then C, heart rate, sympathetic neural system is given decreasing, and for parasympathetic it is shown increasing. It is vice versa actually. Suppose it were given. And then D, intestinal peristalsis, sympathetic system is given to stimulate it, and parasympathetic system to inhibit it. It is also the opposite way. So A, C, and D are incorrect. So correct option is B, pupil of the eye, which is dilated by the help of sympathetic neural system and constricted by parasympathetic neural system. Here is one picture, the diagram showing here central neural system and the parasympathetic and sympathetic nerves and their actions. Like if you look at the parasympathetic nerves first, they bring about constriction of pupil, stimulate secretion of saliva, slow down the heartbeat, constrict the airways, stimulate activity of the stomach, stimulate gallbladder to release the bile, stimulate the activities of the intestine, and contraction of the urinary bladder. Whereas sympathetic nerves bring about dilation of the pupil, inhibit salivation, increase heartbeat, relaxes the airways, inhibit activity of the stomach, inhibit gallbladder, inhibit activity of the intestine, stimulate secretion of epinephrine and norepinephrine from the adrenal gland, and lastly, relaxes the bladder. Question number 24. Which of the following pairs correctly identifies function of parasympathetic nervous system? A. Slow heartbeat promotes pancreatic secretion. B. Increases secretion of sweat gland and intestinal glands. C. Accelerates heartbeat, dilates arteries. D. Raises blood pressure, increases peristaltic activity. So the parasympathetic nervous system is responsible for slowing the heartbeat and promoting the release of enzymes from the pancreas. The other options given here, like increasing the secretion of the sweat and the intestinal juice, then accelerating the heartbeat, or raising the blood pressure, are the actions brought about by sympathetic nervous system. Question number 25. Visceral nervous system comprises of nerve fibers, ganglia, nerve plexuses, all of these. Of course, all of these is the right answer because visceral nervous system is the nervous system which consists of the parasympathetic and sympathetic nerves, and they are connected to the ganglia, and these are forming the nerve plexus also. So D, all of these is the right answer. So with this, the first 25 questions we have discussed. Remaining questions I will take up in my next video lecture.